1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to today's player ratings video. I need your help to give me scores on the players. We're going to start off with ALISSON, but I want to start off by saying a massive shout out to our sponsors, the OneFootball app. If you haven't downloaded the OneFootball app, you can do so entirely free from the link in the description. They've been sponsoring all our matchday content today. Shout out to those guys. Right, let's start off with the goalkeeper, ladies and gentlemen, as the chat starts to fill up. ALISSON, have your say on what he did today. Give him a score out of 10. Let's be honest, I don't think he was at fault for either of the goals. The finish from Phil Foden was a very tidy finish, and he was unlucky with the deflection from James Milner that forced us into conceding an equaliser. But other than that, I thought in the first half, ALISSON, one of his distributions early doors was a little bit shaky, led to a Manchester City chance. But outside of that, I thought he kept us in the game in the first half with 2 fantastic saves. So, you know, it might sound a little bit strange considering we conceded 2 goals today, but I'm going to give ALISSON a good 8 out of 10. I thought he was very, very good today. So over to you guys in the chat and see what you guys think and see what score you give him. 62% have gone for 7 to 8 out of 10 for ALISSON today. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. 62% agree with me, giving him a score of 7 or 8. We'll move on to Andy Robertson now, starting off with the left-back side. Look, Robbo's come under a little bit of heat at the start of the season through his own, I suppose, dip in performances and the fine form of Kostas Tsimikas. Today, again, I don't think we were impactful enough down that left-hand side, but I don't think it was down to Andy Robertson today. I thought Robbo did a fairly good job today against some very good players. João Cancelo obviously bombing down on him. Jack Grealish, the interchange as well between Grealish and Foden at times down that left. I thought Robbo did alright today, so for me, I'm going to give Andy Robertson a 7 out of 10 for today's performance. Certainly the better of our 2 fullbacks, but again, just wanted a bit more going forward, which is easy to say against Manchester City, much harder to achieve. So let me know what you guys think on Andy Robertson and what you guys vote for in the chat. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 today, and let's see if you guys agree or disagree. Stephen Greer's giving him a 7. Tracy said, love Robbo. So do I, Tracy. Right, here we go. 54% of you guys give him a score of 7 to 8 again, same as myself. So, yeah, 54% of you guys agree with Andy Robertson. Let's move on to this gentleman here. He's a centre half. He's a number 4, but he's still getting back to fitness, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say, I think he's been, I don't say lucky, but we are fortunate that we have a very good centre-back to help him alongside in Joe Matip. Van Dijk today did what Van Dijk does, reads the game really well. There was a couple of times I remember Foden pulling the ball back and Van Dijk being there to cut out the through ball. So, again, when you concede 2 goals, you're thinking to yourself, could we have done better defensively? Yes, we could have at times. I think Matip was the better of the 2 centre-halves today. So that being said, I'm going to stick with Van Dijk, giving the exact same score as I gave to Andy Robertson. I think it would be just me being blinded by my love of Van Dijk if I gave him anything above a 7. So I'm going to go with a 7 today for Virgil van Dijk. You guys again in the chat agree. 67% of you guys give Virgil van Dijk a score of 7 or 8 out of 10. Moving on, ladies and gents, let's have a look at Joe Matip, Baby Giraffe as we endearingly refer to him as. Some of his passing goes unnoticed, by the way. He gets a lot of props, obviously, for his aerial ability, for his defensive reading of the game, for his breaks forward. But there was a couple of occasions today, particularly one that picked out Diogo Jota at the start of the second half, where Joe Matip's precision passing unpicked that Manchester City defence. The ball through to Jota was absolutely sensational. Jota spun into his left foot. I believe that was our first strike on target of the game today, and it came from the vision of Joel Matip. And as I said, we're very fortunate when Matip is fit and available. He's right up there with the very top centre halves in the Premier League. And to me today, again, I thought he shaded it between our 2 centre backs. I'm going to give Matip a score like the goalkeeper, 8 out of 10 today, because I don't think he did much wrong at all, to be honest with you. So 8 out of 10 for me for Joe Matip. Let's wait to see what you guys vote for in the chat. Again, similar, 60% of you guys giving Joe Matip a score of between 7 and 8 out of 10. We move on, ladies and gents. We've lots to get through. James Milner. A bit of a fall down from the performance that we've seen from James Milner against Porto at the Estadio de Dragão during the week. But again, the calibre of opposition today was always going to be a lot harder, a lot tougher of an afternoon. Milner does a lot of things well. his professionalism, his reading of the game, his shithousery, his being able to see out possession, his being able to just guide the ball out and trick players into thinking he's going to go make a challenge and then just ducks at the last minute. Loads to like and admire about James Milner. But today, you could see he was a natural right back. And I spoke about this with Kyle and Paddy in the post-match show. Sometimes I think his own versatility comes back to haunt him. And I don't like to be in any way negative about James Milner because there's so much to love about the man, but he couldn't cope today, and whether that's we should have given him more help or whether it's because Man City just created overloads on that side at times, I just felt today we were a little bit exposed at right back. So as much as it pains me to say it, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because I don't think it was Jimmy Milner's best, although he did do some good things in the game. I think he's probably the weakest of our back four today, and look, it's not his fault, he's not a natural right back. 5 to 6, again, you guys agreeing. 54% of the chat gave James Milner a score of between 5 and 6 out of 10. Right, we move towards the midfield, ladies and gentlemen. Fabinho, initially, your first thought around this game, and Fabinho is, of course, the fact that he missed a very, very good opportunity. If you want that to fall to anybody, it's not your defensive midfielder, is it? But, again, Fabinho, he had a very difficult afternoon because Manchester City's midfield is one of the best midfields in the Premier League, with Rodri, with Kevin De Bruyne in there, Bernardo Silva. They are very difficult players to mark, particularly Bernardo Silva, always looking to find a little bit of space between the lines. But I thought in the second half we upped it and Fabinho was a lot better. First half I thought we were overrun a little bit in midfield. Again, I'm going to stick to Fabinho a little bit higher than Milner for me. I'm going to give him a 6.5 out of 10. Probably am docking him a full point if I'm being honest for not being able to scoop that one or lift it into the roof of the net. That'll haunt me in my dreams. Again, didn't fall to a natural goal predator. So if that had fallen to Bobby Firmino, Mohamed Salah, Mane, you felt they probably would have got a bit of elevation on it or took the strike a bit quicker. 58% disagree with me. You guys think he was better than I gave him credit for. You gave him a 7 to 8 out of 10, 58% of the chat. The captain, Jordan Henderson. Lots of energy, lots of enthusiasm. I like the fact that he was getting in the ref's ear. He was barking orders around the place, but not his most important, impressive, impactful display. I much prefer seeing him on the right hand side of midfield. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more at times covering James Milner's backside because we know we're going to have Mohamed Salah looking to burst forward, but I thought his distribution, his crossing into the box, particularly you see him on the right hand side, he likes to play that cross to the far post. Didn't get it right today for me and didn't get it right on a few occasions, and I'm very rarely critical of our captain because I love him. I think he's the most underrated player we have at the club, but today I wasn't impressed with what I seen from Jordan Henderson. It wasn't the swashbuckling, all out, full of energy performance that I would have hoped for from the captain. Still at that, I thought he was probably the better of our midfielders. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 today for Jordan Henderson. 7.5 for PJ Ladd, a 6 for Captain Sal. Brendan O'Brien gives him a 6.5. Let's see what there we go, 7 to 8 out of 10. You guys have given him, 50% of you guys voted for Jordan Henderson to receive either a 7 or an 8. This is the one I've been dreading doing, to be honest with you, because rightly so, we've been lauding Curtis Jones for his great performances since he's come back in. Losing Harvey Elliott was a very difficult one to take, but Curtis Jones has come in and made that position on the left-hand side of the midfield his own. You know, there will be a debate after the international break. Will it be him? Will it be Naby Keita? Today, again, I don't want to be too critical of the young man because he's always looking to do something positive. He's always looking to get onto the ball, always looking to play a forward pass. And I love so much about Curtis Jones. He won't have many more difficult games than coming up against that Manchester City midfield today. In the first half, I thought he struggled to really find himself involved in the game. Second half, got a little bit more into it. 6.5 out of 10 for me for Curtis Jones. But I love the guy to bits. And I think this will be a massive learning curve for him today. Because as I said, that City midfield has bossed a lot of teams right around Europe. And Curtis Jones today will have learned an awful lot from that game. So for me, I'll give Curtis Jones a 6.5 out of 10. There will be better days for the young man ahead. He will have great performances. Didn't really get involved in the game from an attacking perspective as much as we know he's capable of. So for me, 6.5 out of 10 for Curtis Jones. Let's see what you guys in the live chat do. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's wait for the final results. There you go, 5-6. Wow, a little bit critical there. Curtis Jones, 46% of the chat have given him a score of between 5 and 6 out of 10, with 41% going for a score of 7 or 8 out of 10. Right, we move up the field, ladies and gentlemen. Sadio Mane. What do we say about Sadio? First half, shite. I don't know what else to say to you. I'm not pulling any punches. First half, he was anonymous in that team. We offered nothing going forward in the first half, so I don't know if I'm being critical of him here, because we didn't see anything of Mo on the right either, because we just weren't getting the ball forward enough. We weren't getting into positions where Sadio could impact the game. He did get a chance second half and he took it ruthlessly. It was a beautiful goal, great build-up play, lovely ball into him from Mohamed Salah. And look, this is where you got to give Sadio Mane all the credit in the world. It was a very calm, composed finish from Sadio, and we've been guilty of missing a lot of chances recently. Today, one chance for Sadio, one goal. That's the type of statistics I can get on board with. Better in the second half, but still not up to the ability, the high levels that Sadio has set himself and he's achieved at Liverpool. I think he's still looking to work on his decision making a little bit for me, because he's getting into the right areas. He's always full of energy and enthusiasm. You'll always get that from Sadio. But the decision making at times, to me, still not picking the right passes in the right moments. And I'm sure that that's something that Jurgen Klopp will be looking to work on with him. So for me, 6 out of 10 for Sadio Mane today. And if he hadn't scored his goal, I'd probably have dropped that by another point. We need better from Sadio. He knows that he's not playing to the best of his ability. And I think he's a little bit fortunate at the minute that we don't really have many other options to come in on the attack, in the left-hand side of the attack. So for me, I think Sadio Mane needs to up his game a little bit. I expect him to, because I don't think he's finished like some people do. 7 to 8 out of 10. You guys been a lot more generous than me. 66% of you guys voted for Sadio Mane to get a score of between 7 and 8 out of 10. Nice. Appreciate it. That's just why we sometimes see the games differently. I wasn't as complimentary of Sadio today. I thought first half again invisible, but again, this is why we do the vote, to see if we have a common consensus or if you guys see it a little bit differently. Mohamed Salah, what to say about Mo? Again, didn't really get involved in the first half through no fault of his own. We just couldn't really get him involved in the game. But my goodness, what a second half performance. He started the play for the first goal. Again, worked really well in a tight area. Managed to free some space with some good work down the right. Fed a beautiful pass into Sadio Mane, who steered it past Ederson to make it 1-0. But the game will be remembered. And it should have been won by that moment of audacity, of imagination, of brilliance, of just sheer magnificence that we've seen yet again. Your mind goes back to the goal he scored against Spurs in the 2-2 draw in that game as well. I don't know what to say. I still can't believe he did it. I have to give him a 9 for the goal alone and his performance in the second half, because we needed him to step up, and my God, did he step up. He stepped up and he showed us why we're so hopeful he signs a new contract, why so many clubs in the world would happily have this man there, and why we need to get the owners and his representatives together to sort this out, because we cannot lose this gentleman. Mohamed Salah right now is on fire, ladies and gentlemen, and his goal today should have been a winner, deserved to win the game, but unfortunately we were pegged back. So 9 out of 10 for Mo for me. Let's see what you guys in the chat do. Do you agree with him? He made Silva sit down, said Arturo. Nice. Right, let's see what you guys think for Mohamed Salah. I think surely it's going to be a bit higher. Where is the final vote for Salah? 9 to 10. 92%. Love it. 92% of you guys gave Mohamed Salah a score of between 9 and 10. Again, I expected no different. He was sensational. Diogo Jota, ladies and gentlemen. Diogo Jota. So many things to admire about Diogo. His work rate, his reading of the game, his clever runs into the penalty area. You know, for a man of his height, he doesn't have to get a lot of headers. But I would have started the game with Bobby Firmino today. And that's not me looking back with hindsight. That's what I predicted during the week. But he still caused headache for Manchester City's defence. He's always full of running. Sometimes he drops deep, creates some space for Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane to cause havoc in other teams' defence. But today, I don't know if I missed parts of his play today, or if I'm guilty of not seeing him as involved in the game as perhaps he was. But I don't think he was that good today for me, Diogo Jota. So 7 for me, out of 10 for Diogo Jota today. We will have better days from Diogo. I don't even remember him. Oh, he had one strike on target, didn't he? From the edge of the box, the one that John MATIP played into him. You guys agree. 44% of the Anfield Agenda audience have given Diogo Jota a score of between 7 and 8 out of 10. And a few more to go through, ladies and gentlemen. The substitutes now, starting off with Bobby Firmino. We were hoping for a Bobby Firmino Porto cameo again, weren't we? We were hoping that Bobby could come off the bench and perhaps provide a moment of magic to unpick that Manchester City defence after we've been pegged back again. Being in the league twice at home in the Premier League against your title rivals, you'd want to hopefully see it out. Bobby came on and, I don't remember him being that involved in the game. Kind of back to the Bobby that we'd seen start the season, a little bit disjointed, a little bit unsure of, again, what to do in particular moments. With Bobby, you get the frustration at times, you get the flicks that don't come off, you get the little balls around the corner that don't come off, but you accept them, because for every one or two of them, you'll get one or two little moments of brilliance. And how I wish that ball that fell to Fabinho had a fall into his international compatriot Roberto Firmino, because I think he would have scooped that one into the top of the net. Very difficult to gauge a substitute appearance, but I think 6 is probably a fair score to give Bobby Firmino. And I'm interested to see after the international break, will he play, or will Klopp look at the travelling that has to be done and think maybe go with Jota again? 58% of the Anfield Agenda audience have given Bobby a score of between 5 and 6 out of 10. Right, who else have we got to go through? Joe Gomez. A lot of you guys were screaming for Gomez to come on pretty early doors actually in the game. I think actually as soon as James Milner picked up that yellow card, and I've got to be honest, folks, we're very fortunate that we finished that game with 11 men. Milner was substituted and Joe Gomez brought on, but I think we were very, very lucky that James Milner didn't see red for that challenge. I think he got lucky that Hendo was involved as well, and the ref may have given the free for Hendo's little nick, but we're very fortunate that Milner stayed on the pitch. Again, talking about hindsight, it's very easy to look back and go, oh, well, it's obvious we should have played Joe Gomez there over James Milner. I thought James Milner did enough against Porto in midweek to probably get the nod, but Gomez, I don't like him at right back. I won't lie, I don't. He makes me nervous there. I always feel like in a game where we knew City were going to cause overloads down the left hand side or our right hand side, it would have made me nervous if Gomez started this game. So I think Klopp made the right decision, and I think whoever played at right back was going to be in for a torrid afternoon with Foden and Grealish and Cancelo. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to go 6 because I honestly don't know what score to give Joe Gomez there. I don't like him at right back though. That's one thing I just want to reiterate. I just don't like him at right back. So for me, I'll give him a 6 out of 10, and you guys have agreed. 50% of the Anfield Agenda chat have given Joe Gomez a score of between 5 and 6. And I think, is that it? That's all of them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone through them all. Again, our Anfield Agenda man of the match was Mohamed Salah. I don't think there can be any real doubt about that one. We do head off into an international break now, unfortunately, but don't worry, the content will be coming your way. Tomorrow, I'm going to be joined by Steve Bland, and making his first appearance on Anfield Agenda will be James Redmond, so I hope you guys can join us for that one. Yeah, it's me now. You get to vote on me. What score do I get out of 10 today in the chat? I can't give myself a score, so this is a little addition that Connor has put in to wind me up. But let's see what you guys think. We did have people telling me to kill myself in the post-match show, which was a bit over the top, but hopefully the vote's a bit more kind to me from you guys. So let's see what score I get out of 10 from the Anfield Agenda audience today, and then we'll move on to Jurgen Klopp and finish up with the manager and give him a score out of 10 as well. Canada can play right back. Yeah, we've got loads of people who can play right back. I get a score of 9 out of 10. There you go. 72% of you people are in my good books. 5 to 6, 3% of you people can, you know what you can do, don't you? Below 5, that doesn't even exist. I've never put in a below 5 performance in my life, ladies and gentlemen. And Jurgen Klopp, the final one, Connor. Let's throw in a vote for the manager today. What do we think of Jurgen Klopp's decisions in the big moments, and what do we think of his team selection? Could we have done more? I have to say, I thought whatever he said at half time, and we may never know what that was, I do think we've seen a much improved second half performance from the Reds, but that first 45 minutes, it wasn't good enough. It just wasn't. Not at home, not in such a big game, and I don't know why we didn't start that well, but we did come into it second half. So let's see what Kloppo has to say. Let's see what you guys have to say, I should say, about Kloppo. Norman's at 9 for his half-time team talk. Nice. Yeah, whatever he said, Norman, it definitely worked, because we came out a lot better in the second half. But this is the beauty of it. You guys get your chance to vote on this one. So let's see what the Anfield Agenda audience has given our manager today. And the last vote we have on this one. No hair. Brilliant. 6 no hair. Fair. Fair, mate. If we're judging me on hair, I think you're being generous with a 6. And that's very generous. Right. You've given Kloppo a score of 7 or 8 out of 10. 58% of you guys. Again, thank you so much. Look, as I said, loads of stuff coming up over the international break. Don't be thinking we're going to be switching off. We're not. I'll be back tomorrow with Steve Bland and James Redmond for a Cop the Week show at 8:45. Then I'll be here on Tuesday as well. Loads of stuff coming up. Thank you to our sponsors, the OneFootball app. If you haven't downloaded OneFootball, you know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. There is a link in the description below. We're proud to work at OneFootball. In our opinion, the best football app out there. All the statistics. You can pick your club allegiances as well. Video content, augmented reality features, everything the football fan in you needs to keep you occupied, whether you're on the toilet, on the bus on the way into work, or sitting at home ignoring the family. OneFootball have got you covered in every single angle. Thank you to Connor, thank you to Paddy and to Kyle who joined us earlier on as well. Thank you to our moderators for doing an absolutely outstanding job today, and thank you to you guys for tuning in and showing your support to our channel. We're looking to push on this season. We want to bring you the best and the brightest. We hope we do that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your weekend. Lots of love. Bit of frustration, but we still have no losses this season in the Premier League. I will be back really soon. Lots of love.